Good evening. The national security law for Hong Kong is expected to be voted on in Beijing tomorrow and come into force immediately. The legislation could entail penalties of up to 10 years in prison. Scrutiny of the national security law by the National People's Congress Standing Committee is now in its home stretch. That's according to Tian Feilong, director of the Chinese Association of Hong Kong and Macau Studies. He says the proposed law would be voted on tomorrow before the three-day NPC session draws to a close. Another source close to Beijing says the latest draft of the law includes a three-tier penalty system with a minimum sentence of 3 years behind bars. Depending on the severity of a case, jail terms could be kicked up to 5 and 10 years. But would secession and subversion entail longer or even life imprisonment? The source says there would only be possibilities of prison terms longer than 10 years if these cases are heard in the High Court. On the much concerned retroactive effects, the source says the latest draft has made no mention of it so far. That means the court could not prosecute acts like sedition committed before the law's promulgation. Pro-establishment lawmakers say even without retroactivity, what the suspects did in the past should be considered to corroborate their criminal intent. Pan-Democrats scoffed at the suggestion.
They want to drive fear and oppression into the hearts of the Hong Kong people. No criminal offense can have retrospective effect. That is the most basic and fundamental legal principle.
Kwok also slammed Beijing for deliberately sidestepping the High Court's jury system to hear these cases. A critic of new national security law suggests it would alter the legal landscape of the SAR.
It's rather extraordinary to be in the position when there's been introduced to Hong Kong a law which has significant content, is said to alter the landscape of our legal system in many ways, because it's a mainland law being decanted directly into Hong Kong law without any processing by the legislature. These are altogether constitutionally, as I say, extraordinary. Not to know what's going to happen tomorrow